So today is Anzac Day in Australia. In fact, it's just winding up. Today, 106 years ago, young men from Australia and New Zealand hit the shores of Gallipoli, not knowing what they were going to be met with. That day, 8,000 died. So today, the 25th of April, in Australia and New Zealand, we pause and we say thank you to those young men who died. And we say thank you to the men and women who have gone on to represent Australia in other wars, in other conflicts, in peacekeeping, and for those that keep our country safe. So today, before I start this stream, I just want to pay tribute to the Anzacs and to let them know that we will never forget their sacrifice that they have made for freedom, lest we forget. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove it. Okay, there we go. There I am, and thank you. So I just thought I wanted to pay tribute to the Anzacs. So Anzac stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. So Ali says I'm going to need a big coffee. From what I've seen, I'm going to need a big coffee. Oh boy, morning wow, thanks for that lesson from an American. Yes, so I mean that's one of our big, we also have Remembrance Day of the 11th day of the 11th month of the 11th hour. We remember them. So we have 2 days. But today there was a big parade. There was a big parade in most capital cities, or most towns had a parade today. And we had people marching, lots of family members of people who have passed. Some of the old diggers are still out and about. We actually had a contingent from Afghanistan today, which was really nice. And the other thing that's happened is that we had a contingent of Chinese soldiers and a contingent of Japanese soldiers as well, recognizing that we're all friends now. Except for WA, of course, WA are in lockdown, so they had to do the driveway service. Sorry, I always get emotional on today like that, and I didn't know what I was going to do until about 5 minutes ago, how I was going to pay tribute to the Anzacs. So there's so much to do today. I think because Twitter was a little bit busy today as well. Instagram was definitely busy. There was some doxing going on. I know that you watch me, Katie Joy, so I wanted to say hello. And second of all, can you please think before you post something, because that doxing of that lady was wrong. And I have it. And every time you post, there's hundreds of people taking screenshots just in case you delete everything so that we can hold you accountable. The 5th of, okay, so yours is the 5th of September? Yeah. So I got the blocking on Insta, so looking forward to the info. What I've actually done is I've actually gone through and I've taken out the person's name as well. Because let me tell you, she posted her Facebook profile, her Instagram profile on these pages, which I think is really wrong. So thanks for educating me. I love to learn new things. Right, yeah. I think Gallipoli was horrible, and there's always a service today on the 25th of December in Gallipoli as well. So thank you, Jessica. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. So let's start with Twitter, because Twitter is easy to deal with. Then we'll go to Instagram. We'll also look at the deleted stuff, and then we're going to have a look at this live, because I've heard lots of stuff. I've got lots of questions. I have lots of questions. And I almost need Katie Joy to come into the stream herself to answer them, because I've got so many questions. So she posted first dose done. So and what the poor lady said happened could have been likely. You never know. Well, that's exactly correct. Hello, Dom. What have we been missing you? On the 5th of May. Cool. So she posted her card, and someone says, "Congratulations, sweetie. So happy for you." So she's lucky she can get the first dose. You'll get sick of hearing me talk about how the fact I can't get mine. Because let me tell you that if she wants to have a go at me for not having my COVID vax, listening while sewing, all of us Aussies know that our government's messed up ours. So we're a long way down the list. All right. So she says, Gabby Hanna is spending a lot of time talking about her ADHD. She's showing all the things people with ADHD like me to through. I think it's supposed to be go through. But if Gabby were taking meds, she would be able to focus. But if Gabby were taking meds, she would be able to focus, not be forgetful, and would not be so impulsive. Gabby is showing you untreated ADHD. Where I live, I'll be likely to have mine by the end of next year, either LOO. Yeah, I reckon, Rosalind, if I get mine by by the end of next year, I think I'll be lucky. So here she goes. I have ADHD and have been treated for 3 years. While I still struggle with impulse control after my meds wear off at night, I've learned this past year not to go live or post when I know I won't be able to focus, which is why you don't see me live much anymore. Really? Is every night not much? Would Gabby look over her shoulder? I know. Yeah, hi, Dom. We've really missed you. ADHD can cause a lot of damage that can feel humiliating the next day. The shame and guilt I felt over my own actions have been hard to deal with at times. So my advice to Gabby is stop self-medicating, see a doctor, and get a plan to treat your ADHD. It will help you so much. And then she said she's made a Twitter edit. So there you go. So she doesn't post very live, Mary, very much. Katie is, hello, Christine. Katie is well known for being off camera when she can't concentrate and focus. So there's that one. Yeah, not much. She's not doing lives much. What I have seen of the live, that DJ Better, when has KJ ever felt guilt or shame? I don't know. But she's usually drinking at night. Yes, she's offering Gabby advice. Hello, Laura. How are you? All right. So that was that one. And then, yep, so that was her. That was all her posts today. Oh, your computer fried? That's not good. I'd really not know what much is. Wine prescribed by her doctor. Oh yeah, pants on fire. Yeah. So, because she'd also posted that Josh and Anna were expecting baby number 7, a girl. That's why I ignored them. She should not be drinking with her meds. She claims to be. Anyway, so that was. Now let's look at Instagram, and there is a post missing, but as I said, I haven't, and it's pretty disgusting because it was taken in a million screenshots. It may be out of order, but I've actually, as I said, I've gone through, redacted everything. So here we go. One down, one to go. Walgreens made it so easy. Walgreens made it so easy. Now to see if they get the same side effects as my hubby. He felt groggy and pretty tired the following 2 days after his vaccine. Go get yours. Protect yourself and others. Please don't allow fear or misinformation from preventing you from getting protected. Herd immunity saves lives. So people are talking about their. She says, my other son, and then she said, I'm pretty sure Von and I had COVID in 2020. We were both horribly sick, tested negative for flu and RSV. People I've talked to who had COVID say the symptoms I had are the same. It was awful, horrible cough, the runniest nose I've ever had, fever, chills, and I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. Walking was hard. That's funny. It's probably me going fuzzy, Frank. All right, so now she's saying she had COVID. Now, I have to say, oh, really? I thought she was losing her hair from her headbands. The interesting thing is, I have gone back to January 2020 and watched her videos, and not once did she say that she was sick. And I have to say, I had to sit through about 20 Duggar videos. My son couldn't taste or smell months afterwards. He said he felt like he'd been hit by a truck too. My 2 granddaughters had minor symptoms. Then she says, I can never smell anything anyway. I thought being, I would have thought being medically fragile would mean that he would have ended up in hospital. Then it says, I had mine yesterday, Friday, in Walgreens. I was feeling a little sore and a little tired today. And she says, I'm exhausted right now. I had the same reaction as Todd. My arm hurt. So I want to know, when did Todd get his vaccine? Because she never actually said that he got it. She said they both got letters. Hello, short order cook. Hi, swim too. Hi, Tanya. But I don't remember her saying that I don't remember her saying that he'd been vaccinated. She did mention that she thought they had COVID, but didn't talk about it until well after lockdown. And no, she did. Okay. She obviously heard from keeping. There is nothing, and nobody can find anything. She better start bringing her proof. Yeah, I looked at her videos. I think she says one that she had a bit of a cold, but that's not. And if she's as sick and she's saying she couldn't walk, there's no way she would have been able to walk from her bedroom to the computer. So someone says about Pfizer being a good vaccine. So it was in this discussion was the woman talking about her father or her relative having a reaction to the vaccine. and there's a discussion, and it's all being deleted, of course. I've heard a lot of people say they think they may have had it last year before it was diagnosed. I've just heard other people, and now she's saying that, yeah. So someone says, it's like a gender reveal party when you get vaccinated. First question is always, which one did you get? I got Moderna, best shot in the arm I ever got. Yes, I had a reaction, but still grateful. Pfizer. What's the said? I'm under 50 at the moment. There would only be one choice. I did see that. I saw that, Frank. I actually watched that before I came on. I got the first shot Friday, been in bed, fever, and can't taste. I thought I had it last year. Wow. So anyway, so there's lots of someone's saying that they work in healthcare. None of the vaccines are working in variants in South Carolina. The vaccines are not covering the UK and South African variants. And I believe I was reading that the Indian variant isn't covered either. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not a medical expert. I know that our top medical guy, where I live, he got his vaccine and he's recommended it, and he's listed what to do after you've had the vaccine. So anyway. So she says, I've got a bunch of messages that Lawson and Tiffany closed on the house. I watched the video on Carlin's channel. They had toured the Biltmore in Asheville, NC. The home was enormous. Lawson is clearly joking here and saying they closed on the house. They just toured. They might even have shared a hotel room. Evan clearly says the basement had a pool, which the house they just toured had. Sorry, guys, it's a joke. Yeah, everyone should throw like a Jonathan. Yeah. Tanya, some of my work colleagues in the US had their second Moderna vaccine. I think from what I've worked out, or from what I can work out, it's the second vaccine that most people are reacting to. As I said, by the time I'm due to have it, they will have all the bugs worked out. Variants should be lessened in severity, not prevent fully. Well, that's correct. Yes, it's not going to stop you from getting COVID. It's like the flu vax, which I need to go have. Obviously, since Josie got a lot of attention for a Q&A, Alyssa Bates did one too. Of course, she and John revealed that they did not save their first kiss until their wedding day, like Josie. Alyssa said she's currently closest to Carlin, Adelie, and Ellie. Interesting, her sister's closest in age. She didn't mention Tori. She also skipped Josie. I thought she didn't work on weekends. I thought she was ill. Kelly and Gil Bates didn't save their first kiss until their wedding day, so not sure why they'd expect their kids to. Carlin is currently hosting Q&A. I'm sure her admission is coming too. All the white lies catch up. All right, so she's one to talk about white lies. Anna Duggar shared all the girl cousins born in a row. Felicity and Evie Jo are included in the photo. I guess Anna can post their faces, just not their parents. So she's having a go at the fact that that was one of the debates. So she's having a go at Jeremy and Ginger about showing the face. So there's 9 girl cousins in a row, and we're adding one more this fall. I'm curious than ever if Jess Seawald is having a boy or a girl. She hasn't said. So they're the 9 cousins so far, or 9 cousin girls. What am I missing something? Anna and Ginger and Joy have beef, and she said no, whatever that means. Can you name all the girls? And she goes, yep, from left to right, Evie, Joe, Felicity, Ivy, Addison, Bella, Mariella, Gracie, Evelyn, and Brooklyn. And then it's like, wow, that's impressive. Here we go again. She doesn't post children's photos. I just don't like it. Oh, yes, and whoever's watching, you don't have to be a medical expert to have a basic science. Viruses are either active and latent. You can only trust it. Yet. Look, I know that there's some people. I know that I was talking to my son, and he doesn't want the vaccine. You know, he's 18. Now this has really annoyed me. This is Evie J. Volo. There is nothing wrong with her face. She's not being hidden because she has a facial deformity, as so many of the comments suggest. Please stop speculation on this topic. This photo was shared by Ginger and Jeremy on Instagram. So because it was shared by Jeremy and Ginger, apparently it's a free-for-all for her, which is not right. Now, what I want to know, whether these posts occurred before or after her live, because she ended up being in bed. It's unclear who won this battle, Godzilla or my purse, but this is how I found them. Looks like whatever happened, it was epic. Your purse is adorable. I feel like Godzilla adds something extra to purse. Thanks. I normally don't go for bags like this, but daisies are my favorite. The baby is gorgeous. But her behaviour is right back to how bad it was before, sometimes worse. I would agree, Christoph Van Noyes. I don't know where Rick or Gail is. I don't know where anybody is at the moment. So anyway. So that was Instagram. All right, here we go. No one would speculate in her streams if she didn't question. Well, that's right. She's the one that put it out there that the parents aren't showing pictures, isn't she? All right, here we go. Here is. All right, so I'm going to try and do these in order. They may not be, and I apologize. So someone says, my brother died after a few days after getting his second shot. I'll pass. Someone says, scaring people without evidence isn't okay. Katie Joyce says, I'm sorry for your loss. According to the CDC, of the deaths reported following the vaccine, none could be attributed to the vaccine. If you guys are concerned, I hope the death is reported to VAERS, whatever that means. And then someone else says, she's lying. And someone says, what happened? I don't see anything from you. Just sent a DM. Then she says, your Facebook shares a link to his memorial, and it says he died from injuries sustained in a car accident. Oh. Morning, Busy Bee. All right. What else? So that one, and we've got that one. So then she posted this. Anti-vaxxers are so predictable. I shared that I got vaccinated, my first dose. This woman says her brother died a few days after getting his second dose. Her Instagram says, she gives her name, Facebook with the same name, and kids in the photo shares a memorial to a website. Laura says this is not good, no. Her brother died after sustaining injuries in a car accident in January. Unless he was high risk, most states were not giving out vaccines to healthy 52-year-olds. I had a quick look at her profile name and search on Facebook. Finds a period. While the death of her brother is a tragic loss, lying about how he died in order to scare people to not vaccinate is morally wrong. Please always verify any claims people provide you about vaccines. The CDC has not linked any deaths at this time to the vaccine. Don't come to my page, lie, and expect me not to verify. She's put COVID anti-vax, liar, fake news. So then she shared this. So I've taken out the name of the person. I've taken out all of that. So she shares this. I've just realized I've missed some of it. This is what she shared. So then it says, after receiving his second dose, he became very sick and blacked out several times during that week. The last time he blacked out, he just happened to be driving. For those who think it's funny or that I'm lying, shame on you. I wasn't trying to scare people. I was just stating what happened to my brother. I'm sad we live in a world where no one shows empathy when someone suffers a traumatic loss and someone says, seriously, maybe get the whole story before assuming. And then this person says, I didn't lie. I am not a sicko. Miss Ball then posts the woman's Instagram. I've actually taken out the photos of the kids. I've actually also blocked out the name. She then goes on to show so that was Facebook. This is Instagram. She shared all of this. Sorry, there was another one here. All right, need to just pull up the rest of them. There was a couple more. There were a couple more here that I don't have for some reason. Because somebody else took really big exception to it. I think it's this one. The thing is, right? Why does she have to call people liars? She doesn't like people calling, like she hates it when people refer to, doesn't believe her. And yet she goes about. Okay, here we go. This is a good one. So without a crystal ball, your Facebook page shares his memorial. Name redacted, says, look, jackass. Look, jackass. That's my uncle you are talking about. He had adverse side effects from the vaccine while driving. You clearly have no life. You don't have toxicology report. You have no other facts except the memorial that was written the day after he died. He was a federal correctional officer and was required to take the shot. Stop trying to get followers from one comment that was against your anti-vaccine post and leave our family alone. Now, all of this has been deleted. So all of these comments and everything have been deleted. She's deleted them. But don't worry, KJ, everybody else has got them and I'm sharing them because I want people to see, all her stands to see, this is who you are supporting. I find it disgusting. And yet she wants to send us T-Spiracy a cease and desist for using Toad's image, yet she can post all these people's details without care, shows all who's disgusting. I'm just thinking that family could have had a second brother who passed. She went straight to liar, so sad. I thought the worst when she was out in the family with the adoption thing than this, yeah. You've put out some not nice names. I'm Kirsten Danish. Whoa. So I think that was very despicable. And so somebody says my brother died from so they were talking about side effects and my brother died, and she's gone to say, well, there's no reported cases. So therefore, you have to be lying. Well, guess what, KJ? Nobody can find a video where you refer to you having COVID. So does that make you a liar? You're awesome for getting the truth out to folks. Well, that's what we have to do. Hi, sweet tea and family. People need to see the truth. And she did dox that poor lady. And it's disgusting. She wants people to now believe that she had COVID, but yet she won't believe that somebody's relative could have had complications from COVID. She said on her live last night that her hair fell out because of COVID when she said she had prior to that it was from bleaching. I tried to stay calm, but boy, oh boy, did she get my blood boil. Well, we haven't even seen the live yet. But I like, so we've had some, there's been some issues with one of the vaccines in Australia, AstraZeneca. So it's now not for anybody under 50 because people have had blood clots and died. I'm all for not just blindly accepting online comments, but you can't just call a liar, and it's no one else's business in this case anyway. Sorry, Joe, I try not to use naughty words. That's fine. You know what? You can do that. And I thought her hair also came out of stress as well. And so, people said, well, they may have had another underlying medical issue. We know that the vaccine may not initially, it's not the vaccine itself. It's when it reacts with something else. So that relative said their uncle had been having blackouts, and he had a blackout while he was driving after the vaccine, and therefore he did actually die of a car accident. However, he'd had the vaccine. Had found out from she is full of it. She also said she still has breathing problems, which is why. Wait a minute. She can't. What does she mean? She can't exercise from COVID. She's always talking about working out. I followed KJ for a little bit and learned from you. It's all bad. Thank you, Joanne. I truly appreciate you. Well, thank you very much, Linda. I still try to see a little bit of good in there. Like you'll notice that I don't make comments about her looks, a lot of stuff. I always talk about her behavior. I don't make any personal comments because I don't think that that's fair. But her behavior is horrid. Hello, Wind Whispers. My grandmother passed from COVID, but because she had terminal cancer before, her death certificate read as cancer as cause of death. Well, that's right. Well, there is a video. There's a video on from the 11th of January 2020, or was it the 7th? So the 7th or the 11th, 2020. She says, I've got to churn out a couple of videos very quickly because I've got to go work out. So she wouldn't be working out if she had COVID. And that was a Duggar video. I tell you, I went and I did research, people. I actually sat through a whole pile of Katie Joy videos to see whether I could find out whether or not I could find out when she had COVID. And it's not mentioned. Her looks don't matter. Her behavior is horrid. That's correct, Jessica. She was working out whilst promoting the live. She was one time, wasn't she? Yeah, I couldn't find it. And her son would have been in hospital if he was so fragile. My mother-in-law, but they listed COVID as secondary cause of death. Well, that's right. It may be a secondary cause, not a first cause. A lot of some of the deaths in India are COVID related. They're how did I handle it, Pia? Not very well. some of the deaths in India are to do with starvation and other factors, but it's due to COVID because people can't work. And because people can't work, they can't provide for their family. Because they can't provide for their family, they can't eat. Because they can't eat, they're starving. So, you know, I get frustrated. Yes. She said her son had it too off. And as much as she grandstands on social media, you'd think she would have said, well, if she'd had COVID in January 2020, it would have been stated. But I've seen stuff from around that time where she says it's only the flu. So she does talk about in one of the videos having a cold, a runny nose. And she would have mentioned it every time. So she would have mentioned a cold. She did mention a cold. And that's all that she really mentioned. All right, so here we go. Let's get to the fun part. I haven't seen this. I have deliberately not watched this. I want to thank Mrs. Care for this because she's a legend, first of all. I was in church. Now I can't stop this thing. I was in church when she went live. So it was a bit. I don't care at the moment. Shut up. Sorry. Ooh. Every now and then you just see a snippet of myself. I'm getting concerned about that pinpoint. Yeah. So I know that all things sassy, she got half of it. I saw her go live just as church was about to start. And I put it on to set up and it just cracked. Yeah. And then I noticed halfway through the service it stopped and I didn't get very much of it. Going to get some more to drink. Yes, I said shut up. Oh, really? I love the whoops. I know, just every now and then I forget that I'm not actually watching this alone. Because usually I tell her to shut up or I yell at her and all that sort of stuff. And so everyone in the corner. So who knows? There might be some of that tonight because I haven't seen it. I sometimes do watch them first so I can at least be dignified on my stream. All right, we ready? If you're eating, I would suggest that you don't. If you make the word snot part of a drinking game, you'll be wasted. Really? All right, I'm going to put her up full ball. 28 minutes? Really? Oh. Has she got a stupid foot filter on or has she got measles? There has to be a filter, right? Either that or my screen's not, I was going to say snotty, dotted. When it's on, really? It's no filter? Really? You sure? I thought, because look, there's all these dots here. Okay, so it's on 1.25 at the moment. All right, we'll put it on 1.5. All right, here we go, everybody. Oh, there is a filter. Yeah, because like these dots are horrid already. She just needs to clean. I was going to say either that or it's her screen. All right, ready? Is everybody ready? Deep breath.
My arm is so sore.
Oh, didn't.
This is me after getting the vaccine. I feel like I'm so tired. This has been me most of the day.
Hang on. But you still managed to post. You've managed to dock somebody. You've managed to post a whole pile of stuff about other people. But, like, really? And, like, you're laughing about it. Well, first of all, if I wasn't feeling very well after my vaccine, I wouldn't be online. That's just me, though.
But I'm so glad I got it. Not complaining. Just feeling really tired. Mostly just achy. I know some people aren't getting any side effects. The pharmacist told me that I'd probably feel tired. Just want to lay down. That's kind of how I feel. So I was like...
She was told she might feel tired and she may need to lay down. So they told her how she was going to feel. Step away from the internet and rest up. Hello, sniff and smell. Stop and sniff the roses or flowers. I know I don't have a violin here. I've got lots of instruments. I don't have a violin. Someone says, my arm didn't hurt, but I was tired. There's another one. Did Todd get his shot too? Katie, why don't you make more videos a day? I'm always looking for more posts. Got my second today. I'm super tired after my second. She copies what they say. Need some cheese for that wine? Thankfully, not tired or anything else. She looks quite manic for someone who is so tired. After my first vaccine, I was so sick I could never be on alive. It can be a tongue tie. It can be. All right, here we go.
I'm just going to come online and see how everyone's doing.
All right, so we're going to go online and see how everybody's doing, despite the fact we just want sympathy. Wow, guess what? I got none. I literally took off the next 2 days for my second one, or at least I played on a Friday or the weekend off. That's. Am I the only one that wants to give her duct tape? No, I want to do the same thing. So sick, but smiling and flapping the jaw. I was thinking of doing when I'm not feeling well. It's going live with my echo chamber. My parents had got the second shot about 4 days ago and are both doing good. They keep bugging me to get mine. Can we do a GoFundMe to send KJ the world's smallest violin?
Hi. I'm laying on my bed. I've got my son's Paw Patrol pillow underneath me. It's weird. I don't see any comments in my time.
I don't see any comments. Really? Someone else says that she slept for 2 days. I had a headache and flu-like symptoms, but didn't start until more than 12 hours. I didn't think that I don't know, sweet tea and family. I didn't think the vaccine side effects happened straight away. I thought they were some hours later. I know when I had my iron infusion, I felt sick straight away, but I mean, that was iron getting pumped straight into the blood. And they said that there could be and again, you have to actually rest, but I've got mine next month. I've got my iron infusion next month. Hopefully I'll feel better then. My husband didn't react until a week after the vaccine. 6 to 8 hours. So how many hours would this have been? I think Wind Whispers, you have to do what's best for you.
Out here? Am I frozen? Is this frozen? Oh, that was weird. Whoa, it just like jumped. Okay, whoa, there it all went. I've been drinking water all day. And I have a Gatorade right here. I got the Pfizer one. Yeah, I stopped following Mackenzie McKee because she is like a QAnon, I'm drinking water. And I have my Gatorade.
Why do you want Gatorade?
So,
hang on. Why do you need Gatorade?
Oh, it was so.
Gatorade's only for. I actually drove an hour for my vaccine. I was able to drive. Wow. Oh, really? It helps with headaches? Well, I know that Gatorade replaces electrolytes. I relied on Gatorade when I was working in the quarantine for the tennis when it was like really, really, really hot. But I didn't realize that it would help. I would not necessarily drink it without, good reason. It's the liveliest. She'd looked on the live for a long part. Okay, well, there you go. I've learned something. Oh, cool. That's very good. Well done, Ballistic. I get sick when I have Gatorade. John, hello, John. I think they were right all the time. Not very bright in my opinion, but they'd argue in their time. Okay. I heard somewhere that Gatorade helped. Okay. Well, there you go. I know it's about hydration, but I always thought water was the reason why. Cool. There you go. I've learned something.
And I have my Gatorade. So, oh, it was so frozen there for a second. Yes. I don't know what they'll name the girl. I usually get sometimes I get like this with the flu vaccine.
Someone has written, your phone or computer must be really dirty. You're full of black spots. Oops, I just lost it. I just fast forwarded it. Your phone or computer must be really dirty. You're full of black spots.
Usually get sometimes I get like this with the flu vaccine, but not all the time. But anyways, no, this is a filter. Look, see? It's a filter. No black dots. Oh, look, now there's white ones. Now there's stars. Now there's both. Now there's black dots. It's a filter.
And then the person goes, oh, I'm so sorry, Katie. I didn't mean to insult you. Oh, look, there's Jessie Bear.
What do I think of her being pregnant? I already did a video on it, so you can go to my stories and swipe up.
Oh, somebody asks and she goes, oh, you have to watch my video. I'm not going to talk about that because I make money on my videos. Do not sleep without salts tonight. You'll be congested in the morning. We knew Anna was pregnant. Plain water can but not the electrolytes and carbohydrates. Okay, cool. Smiling away. I am so sick. Yes, boogers on camera. Why would someone use a filter that makes them look dirty or diseased? Makes no sense. I don't know, John. I mean, that was my question when I first saw it. This woman can take an example and learn something from the way that you can learn something so easily without having to block everybody.
No, you're not insulting me. I was just telling you it was a filter. Do not sleep without socks on tonight. You'll be so congested in the morning. Huh, that's interesting. You think Anna is crazy. Mackenzie's just really anti-vax, and she's really QAnon. She believes in crazy conspiracies that aren't true, and she's super promoting all these false things. Yeah, I wouldn't expect Jeremy to be mean to someone that's in the LGBTQ+, but I don't think it means he's changed his position at all. So I think you just need to anytime you see that kind of stuff, I always feel like it's just his church
So it says, did you see Jeremy Vovlo hanging out with Jeremy Fall, who is a nail polish advocate, wearing advocate for a lot of the good things? So that's what she's talking about me. I know. Well, I thought I was going to have, I thought I was wiping my screen earlier. Yeah. So, hello, GTA and Opinions. How are you? Good. I know there's 106 people watching. This is amazing.
Just super anti.
And I don't think I've got one mod here. So anyway. I have to say that Katie's not super snarky here or nasty as usual. I would attribute that to that snarky to alcohol. That could be right.
LGBTQ. He hasn't changed. A lot of this kind of stuff is probably for PR, and he's getting a lot of heat for being anti-gay, so, you know. It's funny. I know. I cannot sleep in socks either. My feet get super sweaty. I did pre-order their book. It said it was coming in the middle of June, which I've never had that happen on a pre-order before. And I also joined their launch team, and we are less than 2 weeks out. We're like 10 days from their launch, and they haven't sent an email for confirmation. They also haven't sent an ebook that they said we would be getting early. We also haven't had a live stream, which they promised. So I don't really know what's going on. I've never done launch team. I did it just to see if everything would go as planned or if there would be hiccups. Okay, and Jeremy is wearing, I looked it up, he's wearing a golf wang jacket. It's a wool coat. It's a wool varsity jacket. And I looked it up online, and it's right here.
Oh!
And it doesn't look like they sell it like frequently, but...
Oh! Hang on. Hang on. She's managed to do... So she's had time to look up a jacket, right? She's going live and she's had time to look up a jacket. Wow. I told you, you get my first reaction here. That jacket looks like it's for kids. Is that eye messy on the left-hand side of it? I don't know if there's any chocolate.
You can buy it for like $169, or some places are selling it for $500. Yeah. What comment? Well, honestly, I feel like I feel like a responsibility with coverage. That I try to read the books or any of the materials these people put out, because I feel like you should understand their perspective and who they are and what they've said if you're going to report on them. So, most of the Duggar.
Sorry, everyone is stressed out. I'm feeling like oh boy. Passing out listening. Did you see the post that? Yes, I did. But she has a migraine. Yes. Oh, Joe, this part is insane. Report. I've waited for that laugh all day. Hello, Kathleen. I'm subscribed for an hour. I've never commented. I've never commented. Like she's trying to associate the newborn with her. Did she say she could report on them? Yes, she said. Hang on. She said she has. I guess she's saying she has to read the book so she can be due diligence, so that she can. So Christopher and I, she said, she feels like she's got responsibility to be able to do factual reporting. So, which is why she's got the book, so she can actually read their perspective and understand their perspective, so she can report on them. I didn't know this was a comedy.
I try to read the books or any of the materials these people put out because I feel like you should understand their perspective and who they are and what they said if you're going to report on them. So I've read I've read at least most of the Duggars, Jim, Bob, and Michelle's books. I haven't read the daughter's book, but yeah. I listen to the Duggar's book sometimes on Audible because Shelley reads it, and I think it's funny. I know.
Just fell down the chair. So then she says, she's got responsibility, then says, I haven't really read all the books. Contradiction. I'd never do a live in bed. Hasn't read the girls' book, but feels like talking about them. Yes, Christine, exactly. I'm sure she means report them. Oh.
It's the weekend. I don't understand that comment. What does that?
Let us understand. Ginger's on Instagram. It's the weekend. Jill R is just looking for PR. I appreciate you reading it, so I don't have to. Who do you think that will be the next Duggar to announce a pregnancy? So she's read only one of the Duggar's books. Oh dear. She took care. Well, that's right. She will keep talking as well. People listen. I mean, look at how she goes into a panic when the chat doesn't move.
That mean? I'm not going to read Jill Rodriguez's book, that's for sure. No. Who is the next Duggar to announce pregnancy? Probably Lauren. I'm thinking Lauren Duggar might be pregnant right now.
Oh, there you go. She's just announced another pregnancy. Lauren Duggar. Duggars are fake. They're nice to everyone, but they can judge everybody extremely harshly and believe some disturbing things. Who cares who's the next Duggar to get knocked up? I can't imagine having the internet run my life so much. And knowing KJ's research skills, she probably only read Cliff Notes' version of the book with the first sentence. Next week she's been reading the book she did not want to read. Well, I don't think she's finished on Lemon's book either.
And then you listen and read so much that would honestly make me scream. Well, I've always had this belief that if you're going to report on people, you need to understand where they're coming from and the decisions that they make and why they come to these conclusions. I also interview a lot of people that are from the IBLP that help me understand. And a lot of people are like, oh, Anna does these babies because she wants to tie him down or this or that, or Josh is doing this to control her. And you can't really you always have to remember that you can't use your brain to rationalize their choices because their choices are based on their cult beliefs. And so for Anna, she literally believes that he is redeemed and that he has.
But you judge her the whole time. You're an idiot. Oops. You use your brain the whole time. Gingerly. I should title this Joe Comes Undone. Hi, JJ. I don't think she knows how to be. Joe Breath did not do what I done. Yeah, no, this is pretty bad. Oh boy. Looks like someone has been busy. Translation, don't tell me what other people say about Josh and Anna. Only I can use their brain to know what they mean. I love a sassy joke. As I said, I usually try and act professional, well, as professional as I can, and people don't put up with in real life. I love your laugh, makes this tolerable. Okay, thank you. wait for the snort. Oops. One of the Duggars passes gas, she would make it big breaking news, I'm sure. And she would also tell you what flavor it was and what they had been eating.
Testimony now. So he fell from God and he has reformed himself, which means he's redeemed, which means that he is a testament to God's grace. So in a weird way, people look up to him now in his circles because he has.
I hate to tell you this, Katie, Joy. Oops, I've just lost it. Oh no, what have I done? Messed this up. I hate to tell you, Miss Katie Joy, but guess what the whole Christian faith is about? Redemption, restoration. Guess what? I know I sped it up. My sister is something else. Redemption and restoration. Guess what? That's what Christianity is all about. Everybody is redeemable. Guess what? Even you. Yes, you are redeemable. Believe it or not. Apparently, yes, I think so.
And then you listen and read so much that would honestly make me scream. Well, I've always had this belief that if you're going to report on people, you need to understand where they're coming from, the decisions that they make, and why they come to these conclusions. I also interview a lot of people that are from the IBLP to help me understand. And a lot of people are like, oh, Anna does these babies because she wants to tie him down or this or that, or Josh is doing this to control her. And you can't really, you always have to remember that you can't use your, brain to rationalize their choices.
Well, I mean, Katie, some people would question whether you had one. Oh, no, I did it again. Redeemable. Don't I have coupons for that? I don't. Had to sleep on Adderall. If I only had a brain. Also response on the roll. I'm going to have to make it 18 plus. No. Oh. This is literally first response stuff. This is me. This is usually probably Christoph Fan always is. Probably most of her lives are deleted these days. Where I don't know. I don't even know if the wizard could help Sweet Tea and Family. To find a brain and a heart. This is definitely a first reaction. This is what I normally do when I watch them for the first time.
Because their choices are based on their cult beliefs. And so for Anna, she literally believes that he is redeemed and that he has a testimony now. So he fell from God and he has reformed himself, which means he's redeemed, which means that he is a testament to God's grace.
We all are, sweetie. I'm a testament to God's grace too. I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. Child, you are mine. When you walk through the water, I'll be there. I saw something true from online people now. Something like Todd once being involved. Yeah, no, there's two Todds, Paulsons apparently in Minnesota. I had the cursing, then you have my response. I tell you what, if I ever cursed on stream, this would be deleted because I don't curse. So I usually just go idiot, silly, idiot's about as far as I go.
So in a weird way, people look up to him now in his circles because he has admitted his sins and sought forgiveness and sought help. Not help, but it's just not as you can't think of it in the terms of how we would think of it. Like, she truly believes that he is redeemed. That's just as far as it goes.
Oh, I'll report you to Harrison. Yeah, I know I'll get into trouble. As soon as my broken closet is fixed, I'll make a trip to Oz and ask what they can do about KJ. She's going to need a brain and a heart.
Yeah, they're brainwashed.
Oh, there's a badge. Someone bought a badge. Someone's bought a badge. Someone bought a badge. I don't know what they're worth, but someone's bought a badge. Actually, I was going to click on buy a badge the other day just to see what it was going to do, how much it was going to cost. So she's made some money.
For uterus. So.
Was that water or Gatorade or wine? Yes, I did that earlier, Gingerly. She doxed a lady who stated that her brother had died because of COVID. Had died due to complications of COVID, and she called her a liar and put her Instagram up there and Facebook. I'm just going to have a look. Let's have another look at that. Let's see.
Kendra's poor uterus.
It doesn't look like the Gatorade she showed. A badge of stupidity is all she deserves. She got up there. Yeah, yes, it worked. Her badge got her off the bed real quickly. She did, didn't she? She moved. I know Waxy sent her the roadmap. I saw that. So, yeah, so today she put somebody's Facebook page and Instagram pages on. So if you go back earlier, what I'll do is I'll timestamp this. I think it is Gingerly. If I will timestamp this later, and you can go back and go to the section. But she actually put somebody's Instagram page on there that has photos of their kids, Facebook page with photos of their kids and their Instagram page. And she lists the memorial of the person that had died and referred to them, their 99 cents. Okay. And called them a liar. So essentially called them a liar. I guess she would call the people that died in Australia of blood clots due to the virus liars too, and all the medical professionals here. $4.99. What do you reckon? It's not prune juice, is it? She thinks she's untouchable now. She just thinks she's untouchable.
So I have a lot of conversations with people behind the scenes that are from the IBLP that help me learn all this kind of stuff, and then I've read all these kinds of things. And honestly, like, all of our criticism of them just makes them feel like more empowered, because they feel like the fact that we don't agree with them is a testimony of how faithful they are in God. So they believe that they're doing the right thing with everything, and that like they can justify all of this. So they'll say like, well, they're saying that what we're doing is wrong with the LGBTQ+, and they'll justify it by saying, but God tells us not to be gay, and so therefore we shouldn't be. And those people that are mad at it are clearly corrupted by Satan.
So now someone says, yes, we're the world. Prune juice would be dangerous for KJ. Oh, John. And then someone says, off topic, but how are you feeling after your first COVID vaccine shot? So now we're going back to her again. Don't try and justify your journalism approach. Is it an approach, Laura? Oh, gee whiz.
I don't know about Josie.
Hi, Rick. We're just sending out the lost party. In fact, you know, Rick, we've gone an hour and you're the first mod to join us. And also, everyone's been so well behaved. But I believe you're going to get educated on Minnesota again, is what I've heard, because she got her first vaccine. She's given us the later. Rick, she had her first vaccine and she's ill. No, Laura went looking for drinks in the bar and couldn't find any. I don't want to be mean, but what's going on with her hair? It's COVID, gingerly, they tell me. She's getting out of the laws. Yes. Rick, I need a That's Todd asking how she is, just to look as if she's got engagement. Oh, except me. Yes, I'm going to need to be censored. Oh, I keep going. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. All right. So it says, it's interesting because someone then says, if that's true, then why do they block everyone who posts something negative? And it blocked me, so did the Bates family. Who else blocks people that say something perceived negative? Because I don't. You're all dobbing on me. You're all telling on me. I thought what happened on stream stayed on stream.
I'm feeling tired. I also think I already had COVID. My son and I got really sick last January. And I actually said this on Twitter last January or last March that I thought that we had COVID.
January or March? January or March? I didn't find anything in January. She put it on Twitter. I can't find it on Twitter. But remember, she's deleted so much of her Twitter. Yes, you probably do. I might need to make it I might need to make it 18 plus so Harrison can't find out. Oh, is that the calendar? Is that how the calendar works in Minnesota? January, March, December?
At the end of January of 2020 because of how sick we got.
Hang on.
We both Twitter last January or last March that I thought that we had COVID at the end of January of 2020 because of how sick we got. We both tested negative for the flu and everything else. And we were both so sick. Tad is narcissistic, if you ask me. Who's Tad? Or Tad narcissistic. What is a Tad narcissistic?
See you, Laura.
So last January, my son and I both got really sick. And I've talked about this before. My son was...
Actually, I haven't heard her talk about it before. And I can't find a video in which she references it. However, in my defense, I have actually watched a pile of KJ videos to try and find a reference to COVID, and I haven't. So that is my defense, and I am sticking to it. Yeah, it's January, March, October, September, June. Next month is your birthday, which is that like the... So I think, and let me guess, they told you it was an upper respiratory infection. My doctor thinks I had it Christmas 2019. That happened to my family too. They couldn't figure out what it was.
Picked up something at school. Sorry, my hair's a mess right now. Picked up something at school. We had really, really runny noses.
Hang on.
My son's was up to...
No, I've just stopped myself. Oh, well. Have a look.
Mine never got that high. he had labored breathing. We had to do nebulizers constantly. Our noses were super, super runny, like so runny that I couldn't believe the amount of snot that was coming out of my nose.
Oh, that's lovely.
And
oh, that's just lovely. I thought he hasn't been at school for like ages. When did he? Hmm. Guess what, Rick? My birthday's October too.
But so last January, my son and I both got really sick, and I've talked about this before. My son picked up something at school. Sorry, my hair's a mess right now. Picked up something at school. We had really, really runny noses. We both had fevers. My son's was up to like 103 or 104 at times. Mine never got that high. He had labored breathing. We had to do nebulizers constantly. Our noses were super, super runny, like so runny that I couldn't believe the amount of snot that was coming out of my nose. And
oh, that's nice. This was at the start. Oh, before everything went into lockdown. Oh, look, that's right. Oh, it's not. It's not normal behavior. Oh dear. I'm just trying to scroll back now. Okay. She's in bed recovering and still has to stream. I know, take the day off. But it's the weekend, remember? Yes, she was the original COVID patient before anyone knew.
And we had horrible coughs. Like my son's cough kept us up all night long to the extent that we had to do nebulizers like in the middle of the night for him. And I slept with him because I was afraid that he would stop breathing.
But she still sleeps with him, and she's been sleeping with him since he nearly died 2 years ago. Oh, something, whatever. At least the doctor really only saw at the site of injection. So have you had the second one then, Rick? Your son was sick too, but I didn't know.
And I think my temperature got up to like 102 or 3. But the runny nose was insane. Like I can't even tell you how much snot was coming out of my nose. Yeah, I couldn't taste anything. I couldn't smell anything. Like I had no sense of smell.
No.
I had no appetite. I literally, it hurt to get up out of my bed. Which is why I couldn't believe I tested negative for the flu.
Which is why I can't believe that there's still 2 videos posted every day in January, February, and March. I would have thought if there was 6, there would be a gap. But hey, that's just me. If I was sick, I wouldn't be posting content. There's a visual. I'm pretty sure I had it January 2020, 2-year girl, couldn't even get out of bed. No doctor could figure out what it was. No flu, nothing. I just had gotten out of hospital for psych. No sense of smell. KJ's lack of taste. Symptoms of well, that's what I thought too. But, you know, I'm learning a lot. I'll imagine what she's going to be like when she's had the second one. So the most common symptoms, according to the Australian federal government, is fever, dry cough, tiredness. Less common symptoms: aches and pains, sore throat, diarrhea, conjunctivitis, headache, loss of taste or smell, a rash or skin. Serious symptoms: difficult breathing, chest pressure, loss of speech. Says seek immediate help if you have any of the serious conditions, which is difficult breathing. So my question is, why didn't they go take him straight to hospital or get a doctor to see him? Yes, that was tonight. Yes, that's this one. Yeah. And I did redact all the information from the thing, from the car accident posts.
I was like, how do I not have the flu? Because it felt like the flu, but it actually felt worse than the flu. And like the cough was like so deep, and it like hurt when I coughed. Like my chest just was aching. My son was coughing nonstop, but the amount of snot that came out of our nose was bad. But they kept saying, they kept saying, well, no, it hasn't been here in the United States yet, so you couldn't have had COVID. And I'm like, okay. And when I first thought I had COVID, someone said, well, no, because you don't get a runny nose, and no, you don't get a really bad cough. But literally every person I've talked to in my DMs now that has had COVID has said to me they had the most runny nose they've ever had, and their cough was horrible. I thought my son had pneumonia too. Like, I thought we both had pneumonia. Like, we were both just so sick.
Well, pneumonia and no, she did cough, I believe. Someone says that just sounds like a sinus infection. Oh, that person's going to get blocked. She did cough. Of course, she had all of those symptoms. She deleted it because she got it wrong yet again. Yeah. So someone says, sounds like a, well, let's Google Dr. Google for sinus infection. What does sinus infection? I thought has lots of snot. So sinus. Oh, look at this. Oh, according to says congestion, distorted sense of smell, itching, loss of smell, or runny nose, fever, fatigue, fever, or malaise, sinus pressure, headache, inflammation of ear, mouth, trouble breathing, phlegm. So it sounds like. Oh, okay. There is a time where she coughs, though, I believe. Yeah, well, it sounds like a sinus infection, to be honest, from what I've just read from Dr. Google.
I think it was here for a lot longer, and I don't think I would have never been able to be tested because it hadn't even been here yet. It wasn't like a sinus infection. I get sinus infections all the time.
Oh.
I never get a runny nose like that with a sinus infection, and it was a sinus infection.
I get sinus infections all the time. The thing is, I don't even remember when she said that she's had sinus infections. Can anyone remember on a video where she's talked about sinus infections? I get sinus infections all the time. And it wasn't a sinus infection, but you know what? You can get severities of them.
I thought we both had pneumonia. Like, we were both just so sick.
Sick.
I think it was here for a lot longer, and I don't think I would have never been able to be tested because it hadn't even been here yet. It wasn't like a sinus infection. I get sinus infections all the time. I never get a runny nose like that with a sinus infection, and it was a sinus.
Oh. Never, ever, never, Joe. Just wait a couple of days. She's never had a sinus infection. All the time, Joe. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. There are videos during this time period, Rick. I sat and I watched them all between January and March of 2020. All. There are at least two videos every day between that period, and not one does she say that she's sick. Till she... Unless she's removed the video that she's sick in, I can't find it.
Infection. I wouldn't have gotten better unless I would have been on antibiotics. Yeah, I'm like, it was not a sinus infection. I don't get a fever with sinus infections. I don't have a runny nose where literally, you should have seen the amount of tissue.
One of the things of a sinus infection is that it can be a runny nose. Oh, thank you, Busy Bee. Thank you very much. A sad fisherwoman. Yes, Gingerly, she's in bed because she had the COVID vaccination, the first one today, and she's very, very tired. Thank you very much, Busy Bee. I knew I...
That was literally like on the floor. We went through so many boxes of Kleenex.
Was she going to say toilet paper? Have a listen. Have a listen.
Yeah, I'm like, it was not a sinus infection. I don't get a fever with sinus infections. I don't have a runny nose where literally, you should have seen the amount of tissue that was literally like on the floor. We went through so many boxes
of toilet. She's going to say toilet tissue.
Kleenex, and I had to like get like Vaseline to put around my nose, and then I had to have my husband go and get like the whatever you call it, the tissue that has lotion on it.
Vaseline around your nose? Vaseline around, I don't put Vaseline around, I put Vicks Vapor Rub under my nose because it has it helps clear up your nasal passage. Vicks Vapor Rub. Oh boy.
Yeah, I couldn't taste anything. Todd got something, but it was like way less than what Fawn and I got. Like Fawn and I got it the worst. Like I get a sinus infection for twice a year, and it wasn't like a sinus infection.
Oh, wait on. We've gone from all the time to twice a year. So we've gone from all the time to twice a year. Back then, she was the first and last person to have a special beer virus and all the tissue around the floor. Crash and karaoke. Who does and does it worse than anybody else? So we do a live stream when we're not well and tired. Yes, Gingerly. When she said there was so much tissue on the floor, gross, use a trash can.
Because I literally couldn't even get up to shower. I think I went like 2 or 3 days without showering because it hurt so bad to even stand up.
But yet you still managed to do 2 videos a day. Oh, okay. You used Vaseline. Yeah, well, we have the, yeah. Okay. I'm learning stuff. We just have different stuff to use. Until the badge came through. Yeah, there was a badge, but I just don't know whether it was the 99-cent badge or the $4.99 badge. Or maybe. So you can do videos but not wash. I think Heidi also went looking for videos too, where she mentioned it. I think Heidi also did it. I think I remember seeing Heidi tweet that she was looking. She couldn't find it either. There's been people watching videos to try and find out if we can pinpoint when she had COVID. And go, she had a sniffle. I went to KJ's channel and looked at every day for the second half of January. She had a sniffle but looked and sounded fine. Either one didn't seem to matter. She perked up fast when it came through. And that's the thing, Heidi, is that she was, so now she's just said that she couldn't get out of bed for 2 to 3 days, but yet she was posting every day. And there's one video, and I can't remember if it's the 7th of January or the 11th of January, where she says, I've got to get the videos out quick because I've got to go work out. So,
like, I get a sinus infection for twice a year, and it wasn't like a sinus infection because I literally couldn't even get up to shower. I think I went like 2 or 3 days without showering because it hurt so bad to even stand up. And my nose was so red; it had scabs all around it from blowing my nose. It's not.
And also, she had no scabs around her nose either in her videos.
A new story. I actually talked about this last year. I even tweeted about it when everything came out.
Can't find it. Scabs, I know. But you would think that you would, if you were doing videos, that you would see the scabs on her videos. She can't remember her no scabs. No, there were no scabs on her face. Oh, I tell you. Who shares scabs around your nose? And then someone says, this is a new story, and that's why she said she literally tweeted about it. Show me your tweet, KJ, because I can't find it. What is she talking about? She only has one scalp, and it was on her forehead. I still want to know what is with her hair. Why does it look so greasy? Unseen Pee-wee Herman here.
I already did a video on Anna Duggar. You can check my channel.
I'm not going to talk about what I've already.
I took my son to the doctor, and one of my subscribers actually said she remembered me having that conversation. And then I thought my hair had fallen out because of my bleach, and I realized that it was in February that my hair started falling out.
That's right, Heidi. She did actually look. I thought, and so someone says, I didn't get a runny nose when I had COVID. One of her subscribers remembers. No, the person says they didn't get a runny nose when they had COVID will get blocked. I'm certain of it. That's not one of the symptoms that the Australian government tells you to look out for, by the way. Runny nose. Each hair fell out for a different reason. The flu was going around in general. She said she tested negative for the flu. So the symptoms she's describing, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Like bad. Like I had to chop my hair off because I lost like so much hair. It was like coming out in clumps in the shower. And then I still get super winded when I work out.
Still get super winded on the... We might go back and look. If if we get through this, we might go back and look at the video and you can see where she says, I've got to get it because I've got to go. There is no test to confirm the flu. She'd have done a live report. Well, that's right, Sweet Tea and family. It would have already been, it would have been done. She says, I remember you talking about this last year. I just discovered you because of your Duggar content. I don't know which video because I'd like to know which video she did it in because I can't find it. I'll spend next week looking at it. She already had spoken about, she had spoken about the bleach. You're going to fact check it all? Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, we sweated a lot too. My son was like sweating through the sheets. You remember me talking about this last year? Yeah, because it really literally happened. No, it wasn't stress.
Is it stress? There is no, the thing is there was no test for COVID at that time, so she can't prove it and we can't prove it and we can't disprove it. Correct, Heidi? That is correct. And you are right. We can't prove it or disprove it. But, however, I would have thought if she had some type of issue, then her good rule of thumb is Joshim if KJ sets alone. Because I'm certain that if she wasn't well, she would have said it on her videos. Instead of, oh, I'm working because I'm not really well, you know.
I thought it was stress, but then I was talking to someone that literally had that have had COVID that said that they lost a ton of hair after the COVID. And I did. I had to chop my hair off. It's still growing back, as you can see.
I can't go back beyond February the 3rd this year, by the way. As far as Twitter's gone. So she's deleted I've got no proof. I can't even go back and check her Twitter. Yes, that's right. They were doing hair recovery. There's a video where she talked about her son and husband being sick at the beginning of 2020, but not herself. Yes, Carrie. She talked about them being sick. And I'm wondering whether it wasn't them that was sick.
I got so thin. I thought it was from bleach, but it would come out in clumps in the shower. I thought it was from stress, but people I talked to have had COVID and said that they lost a lot of hair too. And I get really winded when I do workouts now, to the extent that I don't like to work out as much as I did. I work in engineering in NYC. We were seeing a lot of patients with similar symptoms in December 2019 and January 2020, and they all tested negative for the flu. COVID was definitely here before March. I know a few people that have had massive hair loss post-COVID recently. Yeah, like I had so much hair fall out. This is all like regrowth. That's why my hair is such a hot mess. Losing hair is a side effect, yeah. And then with my hair growing back in, it's weird. I have way more gray hairs than I ever had before. And I've been a runner my whole adult life. And I can't go more than 10 minutes on an elliptical without feeling winded. I have to stop so much. It sucks.
Oh, dear. I've been noticing more since I started watching the Observe YouTube channel. It's really good. So I want to know why she's in bed. She got the shot and ran home, got into bed. I'm a hairstylist for 4 years. My clients that got the bee virus, and none of them had complained of losing their hair. That's interesting, Maria. Well, I said I seen all the Twitter posts and thought, no, she not actually came. She had other posts about her son and keeping him home from school. Okay. Hello, Sammy J. Okay. Yep, I'm still looking for the Twitter posts, but who really cares, Katie? Someone says, you look pretty, Katie. There's another one says, I thought your hair was breaking off. And then someone else says, my hair is coming out in clumps too. I wonder if I have it.
I've been using my inhaler so much more now. And I was just like, well, I thought my hair was breaking off too, Pam, but I think it has to do with COVID. I think Pam's here just to be a hater. So I'm going to get rid of her.
Really? Because she said, I thought your hair was breaking off. It's everyone posting about her saying not on Instagram. Okay, I'll have to have a look at it. And then someone says, I remember, but we didn't even consider COVID when it happened to you. All right, so what did she say? So the woman that got blocked said, I thought your hair was breaking off. Yes. John, if it was a symptom, that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Let's have a look at this.
I thought my hair was breaking off too, Pam, but I think it has to do with COVID. I think Pam's here just to be a hater. So I'm going to get rid of her. Bessie says, I remember that, but we didn't even consider COVID when it happened to you. You support me because you have a special...
I scrolled through her Twitter, took 84 years after dismissal weeks ago for a filing comment, and she deleted everything before Jan. Seems she deletes... Oh, yes, it seems like... It looks like she had a big delete fest when she had it down. That was Dottie Morgan. Ah, was it? Aha, well, she got blocked. Someone says... I was about to ask if you're asthmatic. The long-term side effects are terrifying. Hello, Poppy Seeds, by the way. Anyway, you blocked my main account. Why? You are a long hauler by the sounds of it.
I thought I had, yeah, well, I'm still dealing with like so we got sick, it was like the third or fourth week of January. And we were both sick for like a week. It was really bad.
Third or fourth week of January. I had COVID December 2019. I know it was COVID then again in October 2020. Yeah.
It's horrible. But that was before the news was reporting it. And at the time, they didn't know what all the symptoms were. So they were saying that like there wasn't a cough and there wasn't a runny nose. So then I was like, okay, then it wasn't COVID. But then all these people I've talked to that have had COVID that had the more moderate symptoms have all had really runny noses, really bad coughs, felt like they had asthma, had a hard time breathing. My son is so it's a long hauler thing dealing with like the breathing because I still am dealing with that. It was in 2020. Yeah. So end of January 2020. The worst though is the like trying to work out. And I've never had shortness of breath with working out. I haven't gotten tested for antibodies because I don't go anywhere unless we have to because we haven't been because we weren't vaccinated, and like our clinic wasn't just doing antibody tests, like they just weren't, like at all.
Oh dear me. You notice KJ's attempted a cough? Yes. I remember people getting sick then. My stepdaughter is a nurse and she was sick for 3 weeks. I don't think it went very quickly. A week is too short. I thought it had a incubation period of 5 to 6 days. And then, oh, I don't know. I'm confused. Hi, Spicy Pizza. You know she's doing her live from her bed to get... Yes, I know that.
So we didn't go into the clinic, and our clinic wasn't just providing antibody tests. So I just use an inhaler, but I use it like a lot more than I used to.
Maybe you need to go to the doctor and get a preventer. Yeah, KJ Filter needs a SAD. Is she pretending to have COVID? Right. So now she's saying that she's got side effects from COVID, but from the vaccine. But now she believes that she had COVID in January 2020 because she had because she was really sick. She'll have an excuse for anything anybody asks. It's funny because in March 2020, she was saying it's not 10 times more deadly when more people die of the flu. She was denying that it was today they confirmed a case of corona in my county. This was in March. There are only 14 cases in the state. One happens to be in my county. I'm so torn what to do about my medically fragile son. And she says, I'll show you this. My son hits every single, I don't know how not to feel scared, but my son gets a cold and he's home sick for a week. A virus like flu knocks him out for a month. He almost died from a cold at 3 months. I don't like feeling like this. So that's from Reddit. I'm just going to send this to my computer. So he must have had a cold if he was only out for a week. Because remember, she said was that a $495 purse, was it? And so she's still got the effects of COVID. Unless she travelled overseas January. Her son brought it home from school. Poppy seeds. So considering apparently he came home from school and she had runny nose and the biggest lot of boogers you've ever seen. Boogers. Oh. She said, oh no, on one of those videos from January 20, she said, our nurses didn't come in today and my son didn't go to school. No talk of being sick at all. And she would have milked it if she had him sick.
The gripe I have with all this is the difficulty in getting antibody tests. My friends had it, but they won't even test their kids because no symptoms. But it's good to know. Yeah, the same thing. Like my clinic wouldn't do antibody tests. They just won't because they want to limit the amount of people there in the office. They don't want people in their office. Like my clinic went to almost 100% virtual and still is doing mostly virtual appointments. And even then, I had to try to get an appointment to get the vaccine, and I wouldn't have been able to go until May 4th. I was able to get an appointment today with Walgreens. My son is fine. She keeps asking how my son is. I said my son is fine. Thank you for asking. Minnesota schools are, at least our district is already in person, but they're still allowing kids to go. They're still allowing kids to go in distance learning. But you can get COVID more than once, so I don't know that it even matters. Like some people have had it multiple times. I don't think it's like the measles or like the chicken pox where you get it once and that's it. It's more like the flu. I use albuterol. My son.
What? What asthma med do you use? So if they're able to do in-person school, why is there a reason why her son's not doing it? Because wouldn't you want your child to be getting back into the groove of stuff? In fact, you know what, Sammy J? I had chickenpox twice too. Oh, really? Amanda Pants said last night she does believe cataracts. Well, interesting, isn't it?
It's more like the flu. I use albuterol.
What's albuterol? Oh. It's a preventer. It's not a reliever. We'll see. We have we have a different one. I use the other brand name's Ventolin. Okay, Ventolin. Okay. Ventolin. Okay. No, so it's a reliever. There you go. See, I'm learning tonight. Let's get back to the time he ends up in hospital. I use Ventral. So we have Ventolin. Can be called salbutamol. Yes, it can be. See, I knew salbutamol was Ventolin. Oh, wow. You fainted the whole plate. Hello, have some Hey, guess what the side effects of I'll just look it up. I've just done it. Guess what the side effects are? Runny nose. Oh.
My son uses, I have an albuterol inhaler. My son uses Advair.
What? What's that one?
My son uses, I have an albuterol inhaler. My son uses Advair.
Okay, well, there you go, Advair. I'm really I'm learning so much. Done it again. It's just annoying me at the moment. Advair has a steroid in it, so I actually have 2 inhalers as a rule. I usually use 2. I use what we call a reliever, and I use the preventer. So the preventer is the Ventolin, and the reliever is usually Symbicort. Okay, when I have a cold, okay. KJ did have COVID. She will. Okay. I use Symbicort, which is the same as Advair. So I use Symbicort in the morning. I have to take it morning and night, and then I have to take the other one as needed. In fact, I have had Advair before as well. All right.
And albuterol. And then he has nebulizers too. Thank you for the badge. Thanks for badges, guys. So yeah.
No one bought a badge except at the start. Oh no, someone did buy a badge. There we go. Thank you for the badges. As a child, spent many hours using a nebulizer, and parents would make me live like home. Yeah, I've got a nebulizer as well. I have pictures of my son asleep on his what from his I remembered it was called Ventilar. Yeah,
Aaron Bates had it twice too. Todd is feeling better today. The first 2 days he was really tired. Yesterday he went to bed at like 9.
Hang on. So when did you get the vaccine? So did he get it 2 days ago? She's got the worst of every kind of thing. Now she has complex COVID limited edition.
Yeah. I mean, it is, the cough was so bad. And I've had pneumonia before, so I know what that feels like. Not too bad, mostly just tired. Yeah, some people are not having any side effects, and then some people just get tired. Like the CDC says the most common side effects are fatigue, achiness, maybe a slight fever, chills, and a soreness at the injection site.
Which she's going to have all of those. I know this smells horrible, isn't it? A lot of those are just generic names with the oh, okay, yeah. That confused me. She didn't have to blur it all over that he got his. Don't believe KJ had COVID in 2020. I don't think she missed a morning, noon, or night video in 2020. If KJ was sick, we'd all know about it. Yes, that's right. We would. And that's what I'm saying. I can't find any evidence. Hello, E. Hello, Vendra. According to her, she had all the diseases in the book. Yeah.
Because they say that's a sign that your body's building antibodies and learning to fight the virus. So, yeah. feel really tired. Oh, my son's coming upstairs, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, my son's coming up the stairs. He's just about to hear that he had COVID that he didn't know he had. So this is so without a crystal ball, so she wrote here, it's 10 times more deadly when more people, it's not 10 times more deadly when people die of the flu. This is not what the head official testified to hearing. Coronavirus is 10 more lethal than the seasonal flu. She didn't, my feeling is there is no vaccination for corona, and the potential for it being spread easier and more deadly than the flu is worrisome. And she says it's not more deadly. So it's the 11th of March. Then on the 13th of March, she says they've confirmed a case in her county. We'll call her version of COVID-20. She'll be the first one. Sometimes I've read, the feeling of my airways can associated with the smell, so I never minded it much. I read somewhere, if you look at the side, well, that's true. For someone who's always talking science, KJ is pretty ignorant. If her son had everything she has mentioned over the last few years, he'd be more than medically fragile. I want to know, if he had all of those symptoms, why he wasn't taken to hospital. So, and then she says, so on the 13th of March, she said, today they confirmed a case in my county. There are 14 cases in the state. I'm so torn what to do about my medically fragile son. Yes. Oh, yes. I had to look up preventers. I had to take one briefly. I remember it smelled like chocolate. There was a brown one. They don't have those anymore. So that was in March. That's all I've found so far back as I can, that I've been able to find. So yeah, March is the earliest, where she's still saying it's not no different than the flu. So does that mean she really had the flu? There's so much stuff in here. I feel so bad for the kid. It's going to be heartbreaking when he gets old and finds out all the stuff his mum said about him. I agree. I'm certain there's somebody that would have much rather watch this woman's. Thank you. Well, she really didn't seem sick, so she probably had a cold. First, her son is medically fragile, son or my kid, and never by his name. Who did she dots? Somebody that said that, so somebody said that their brother had died from a complication to COVID, and she went out and to prove, Paul McCourt, that's it. And she called her a liar and put her Facebook and Instagram pictures on. So my brother was found to be faking her kids sober. Oh, we're supposed to KJ. Well, you know, I don't know. It just makes me wonder if that's. Look, it wouldn't surprise. Look, I don't know. The stuff that I'm learning, nothing surprises me at the moment anymore. Do you ever see KJ at some point being put to just? I think eventually she will. Somebody's going to take her to task at some point in time. So V has trauma from KJ when he grows up. These videos will help him. Or they will help him justify his feelings. Oh, well, 122 people watching. Hello, 122 people who have heard kids and locations of relatives by the second shot. Yes, that's right. Well, it is true that he did have a car accident, but that what wasn't needed to be said, what wasn't needed was all the photos of the family. Like KJ said, he was nonverbal, then we heard a few words. He's also eaten for pleasure, but still has a tube. Could improve, but doesn't. Well, I want to know why he's not still at school, like why he hasn't gone to school. If everyone else has gone to school, why hasn't he? Like, why keep him home if you don't need to? That's what I want to know. KJ gets full of herself, goes too far repeatedly. Yes. I work at trying to get her stopped every day. It's my post-retirement job. Your post-retirement job. Oh, dear me. I personally wish she'd be forced off social media altogether. That it would help, wouldn't it? So she said that they have a choice. But I know most of the people that I know, when they gave the option to go to school, they chose school. However, even when we were in lockdown, special needs children were able to go to school because they had the teachers there. So I'm just trying to find, just doing searches, see if I can find anything about this sickness. Okay, just thinks of it. Even if she gets banned, I can't imagine. Oh no, she'll just do new accounts. I know you must see you always have choice with kids who have health issues anyway. So for us, so Harrison was able to keep going to school because he was able to get they actually had the special needs teachers at the school for him. So they just kept them at school. Because then people would know she's exaggerating. Yes, that's right. Oh, that's true. Good point. All right. Well, it keeps you, just say it keeps you out of trouble, Heidi. So I am going to head off now. I'm going to have now I'm not going to be on tomorrow, but we'll probably run a premiere. We'll run a premiere because I've got choir tomorrow night. So we'll see what happens, but it's likely to be non-KJ related because I like to keep my Monday nights KJ free where possible, unless something happens when I wake up. It is bedtime. Missed half the stream, Rick. So, yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, actually, I've got to go pick up my daughter. That's why I got to end the stream. I just looked at the time and went, oops. Mondays are hard enough. Yeah, so that's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a recorded stream. We'll premiere it, which means we can chat. We can all chat online together, which is really cool. And as I said, I'm going to try and keep it KJ free unless something happens. And then we'll be back to normal. Well, we'll see what happens after that. Okay. Thank you for there was 123 at one point that was watching. So thank you all for watching. Have a good day. I will timestamp when I pick up my daughter. When I get back, I will timestamp everything so that you can find the bits that you want to look at. So I won't be doing that until later. But have a good night. Well, have a good day. Enjoy. Keep safe and see you later.